Hello everybody, it's Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading on November 8, 2025. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you for subscribing and hitting the notifications bell. Let's see, so it's 12:30 a.m., which means that it's actually Saturday and not Friday anymore. So later today, much later today, I'll have my live stream at 10 p.m. Eastern until midnight Eastern time. So anybody that wants to join in, that would be a great time to share URLs or information about yourself, connect with other people. So I'm going to read a testimony from a woman named Joy. And she says, "Good morning, Alternative Homesteading. I feel compelled to share this with you because you have the power to share with many. What I'm going to tell you is so crazy, but from watching a few of your videos, I think you'll understand." Oh yeah, we've got lots of crazy going on here. I had the luxury of living the American dream. Me and my second husband built a house from the ground up for us and our 4 children. A 4-bedroom, 2-bath home. I'll brag on the jacuzzi in the master bath and the fireplace in the living room. It was wonderful. That was in 2001. After my second divorce, things started getting ugly with the gangstalking. That was in 2003. As I've said before, my children's dog is a Chihuahua with a tail like a helicopter. He turned up dead on the road in front of my home. They took the time to cross his little paws and lay his head perfectly on the white line of the road. I didn't tell my darlings when they asked me where I thought he was. I convinced them he must have been stolen because he's so cute. My car has always given me trouble, and many things were done to my cars that cost me thousands of dollars. I don't drive right now. My bicycle comes inside with me. I left it out one night to find a flat tire in the morning. Anyway, I'm telling you about my brand new home for a reason. One day I was standing by my front door and I noticed little holes in the wall by the door. My children were too little to reach that high, and I didn't do it. Upon further inspection, I started paying attention. All around my doors are these tiny little eye-level holes. Then I looked in my kitchen. Eye-level holes where my coffee maker was, and around the stove where I cook. There were absolutely no bugs in our home. I always smoked outside, and it still smelled like a new carpet and fireplace when you walked in. Then I looked in my bathroom. Little holes all around my jacuzzi, very low around the edge of my tub, and only around the door eye level. I see a pattern, but girl, when I checked my children's bathroom, I just lost it. Tiny little holes all around the faucet eye level to my children taking a bath. I've been furious ever since, beyond evil to spy on my children while they're naked. With that said, these goofy goons have technology that we've never thought of, like invisibility cloaks, like the voice of God weapons, like tiny cameras that need no battery. I finally took time to look around at this apartment condo complex that I've been living in since this past June. Sure enough, holes in the wall, only where I enter and exit. It's insane. I'm going to caulk them up, and as usual, the other day, they, quote unquote, hate caulking. After I caulk, they take it off. I know that sounds nuts, but hear me when I say caulk up those holes and pay attention. Sometimes they actually open them back up. I can attest to that. That happened to me when I lived at 52 Sutton Drive, Manalapan, New Jersey, a home I lived in for 30 years as the original owner. They would constantly take the caulking up from in between my kitchen tiles. They would scrape them. I would replace it with new new like cement and whatever, and then literally overnight they would be scratching away at it again. See attached, my phone camera only picked up a few of the 20 plus holes in the wall where I enter and exit the building. I've got a freak living in the apartment above me who gets up when I do, showers when I do, walks around when I do, and on with the psyop. I'm bored with these morons. Remember, they hate to be videotaped and exposed. So that's exactly what I'm doing. With love to you and your fans like me, stay safe, stay cool. I'm beyond targeted and have taken over the mic at this Truman Show. Joy, knowledge is power, and I asked her, can I share this testimony? She said, sure, I've got nothing to hide, and it's the truth. Tell me how it turns out, or give me feedback. So, people, give Joy some feedback after I post this. I'm really struggling with my shared phone by an unknown, unwanted entity for over 3 years now. I've reported this all to the police, but what can they do? At least I'm happy they listen. I've lost my little app job a couple of weeks ago because my phone won't allow me to clock in and do my tasks. I've just set it aside for now because I can't promise to work and not complete my work. I've worked for Shift Smart since April, but not now. If anyone wants to help me, it would be greatly appreciated. She said that, but she didn't give me like a PayPal or anything like that. Anything I can learn, I'm open to. They do hate the police, unless you've got bad cops in your area. And they really hate being named, videotaped, or photographed. So I do this a lot. A woman after my own heart. Have a great weekend. It's supposed to get really cold, so bundle up, Joy. Okay, Joy, so let me comment on a few things because I'm not sure if you heard the video. I'm going to say it was a week ago. I'm getting all confused and because so much is going on. Probably a week or so ago, I mentioned how they will puncture those tiny little holes around windows and doors because they want the condensation and the air to come in. And even when I installed new windows here in Kentucky, I replaced a new window in my kitchen just because the old window, I didn't like the way it opened. It opens outward, like those casement windows. And I didn't like that. So I replaced it with a window that went up and down. A new one, brand new. And they did a great job installing it. But exactly what you claim, and I look with a magnifying glass, is they puncture tiny holes all around the window to allow the air to come in. And it breaks the seal. That's basically what it does, is it breaks the seal. They use a very, like a high-level sealer, caulker around windows and doors. But if they're puncturing holes in it, that's not normal. This is not naturally occurring. It allows the air to come in. And also somebody told me that their technology is so advanced that these criminals can actually get into your house, even with your deadbolts, a bar across your door, a bar, crisscross your door, your windows, locks and stuff. If you've got small spaces, and perhaps this is why they do it, they can actually energetically enter your house through these small spaces. I mean, I haven't done any research on that. Perhaps, one of you guys have. But this is what I've heard, that they can get into your house because of their technology and their shape-shifting abilities, that they can get into your house through some of the smallest spots. But thank you for validating that you found all these little tiny holes. Not always necessarily as pinhole cameras, but if they are taking down your repair, it could be for a number of reasons. It could be because they want to be in control and they want to leave it like that. They want to leave it looking horrible. Or there are pinhole cameras, but I would think that they wouldn't be posting 20 pinhole cameras in the exact same spot. So I will show you what Joy is referring to because she did send me some photos here. Where'd it go? Oh, she also said, I need to add this. She said that she wrapped her faucets because I guess she heard that wrapping the faucets at night, sometimes they will send gases into your house, or powders through your faucets. Well, in my cat's building, there's no running water, so there are no faucets. But I'm going to have to look into this and try this. So this is what she discovered. She wrapped her faucet, and the next morning, it was all this powdery, gooky stuff. So let me show you what it looks like here. Okay, let me get back to the other picture too. Yeah, she says, I took foil and saran wrap, and I wrapped my shower head with yesterday. I take baths, and sure enough, this white, whatever stain-like paint, I don't know, is on the foil. This white stuff won't rinse off, much less wash off. It's coming through the pipes. I don't know what it is. I know it's not natural. Well, this is the powdery substance that they're spraying in the cat's building. I find it all over the inside of their windows. I posted on my community page yesterday, and I can literally clean my cat's windows on the inside half a dozen times a day, and there's this streaky white powdery stuff that's dripping down the windows. It's probably spread inside the building and perhaps reacts with moisture. So here, let me just find her photo of when she enters her house. One second. And of course, the people are not allowing me to enlarge it. Isn't it interesting? It was just enlarged. It was just enlarged. Let me just go back here again. So I'm sorry about that. Here it is. Okay. So this is where she walks up to her apartment, and at a glance, she counted 22 holes in the wall. And she circled where some of the holes are. Oh, well, 22. Yeah, that's a master number. A master number. 22 is the master builder. Well, I don't know what they're building there. Those are some of the holes. She said that she counted 22 holes over there. And let's see, I think there was another photo. Yeah, these are the stairs to her apartment. And let's see what else here. She says, I take a left right here to the second floor. I don't go up to the third floor. The wall is basically clean. So this wall here, she doesn't walk up these stairs. This wall has no holes in it. But when she makes the left turn there are holes all over that wall. And when she attempts to cover it up, they scrape it back off. So anyway, leave a comment down below if you've experienced this, if you've lived in an apartment, if you experienced these little holes. They do puncture tiny little holes around caulking and sealing to allow the air to come in, and then there's condensation and moisture that comes in to cause mold. Yes, and they're just trying to delete us all by these criminal activities that they perform. But thank you so much, Joy. I'm going to post this and I'll send you the link. If you have anything to add to your testimony in the future, you can email it to me, and we can do an update or whatever. So I hope that you're able to get back into your phone and get that little part-time job going. And if anybody has some assistance for Joy, she actually did not mention to me where she lives. So we'll post this. I'm not sure what state she lives in. So anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading, and thank you for listening, and I will talk to you guys soon.